What's up, guys? So in the UK, it's blemmin' hot. Okay. Yeah, it's about 30. I'm sitting in the car right now on school run, as you do. Yeah, it's about. I mean, last time I checked, it was like 31 degrees. I just went over to get myself a quick ice cream. Ice cream man says it's 54 degrees in his van, and the man's selling cool stuff. Well, anyway, so I just want to make a quick video on something that I just came across. It's about salaries in the UK and earning money in the UK. Bricks with Tips, they put out a video. Basically, Mr. Tayo himself from Bricks with Tips put out a video about something that he had heard. I think I might not be recollecting this accurately, so please don't quote me. That yeah, that apparently people are complaining about making 100k a year and not having much at the end. I mean, put aside some of the preconceived notions about, you know, how people live. So there's this obviously thought that when you earn a certain amount, or when you start earning a lot more money, so say for example when you get a salary, for example, people tend to think because they're earning money that therefore they can afford that, you know, luxurious car that they've always wanted, or, you know, buy a house or upgrade their house, whatever it is. So it's that kind of preconceived notion that you're earning a little bit more, so therefore you can spend a bit more. And there's obviously outside school of thought that says that when you earn a certain amount, really whatever you earn, you should always live below your means. So basically this video was saying that somebody was complaining that they make 100k a year and they can barely afford it. Now let's just look at that in context. So if you earn 100k, so obviously in the UK you've got national insurance, so you got your tax. Obviously there's a threshold, so say for example you might only earn a certain amount, you might earn a certain amount of money, but then obviously there's a personal allowance that you're not taxed on. So once you go over that personal allowance, you start getting taxed. So basically the more you earn, the more you get taxed. So basically, so somebody earning around 100k, you're probably going to get paid 40% tax, and then there's national insurance contributions and all of that stuff. So when you take all of that out, you're basically earning not 100k. I mean, obviously, because there's tax and national insurance, you're basically earning about 68k, 70k. I think that's about right. So you're not really earning 100k, you're earning 68k. Now take into consideration everything else. Obviously, also has tax. You got the cost of living, you've got inflation and all that kind of stuff. So are you really better off at 100k? I guess you could say that for some people. I mean, obviously you're earning more than somebody that earns 20k, 30k. And that's a good point, because yeah, you should probably live on less or live below your means, and maybe just watch your spending, have a budget sheet. But then I guess for certain people, when you start earning a certain amount of money, maybe certain people don't necessarily do the budget tracker thing. But here's the thing, the cost of living and everything else. Now here's the point, right? So I was in a supermarket just the other day trying to get pizzas for the kids, and I realized there was and before you judge me, well, don't, kids gotta eat, right? Especially after school. So I was in a supermarket, well, non-supermarket in the UK, and I realized that there's a pizza that my wife used to buy for my kids, for my daughter. It used to be 55p a pizza. Now it'd been, say, a few weeks before I bought these pizzas, because normally my wife buys the pizzas, and I realized the pizza went up from 55p to £1.09p. So let's just take that into perspective. Yeah, you're earning 100k, well, you're earning 20k, you gotta feed the kids, whatever. Now that's a stark difference, and that gives you an understanding of just exactly what's happening economically right now. So somebody on 100k, you could argue, yeah, move to another country or whatever, but listen, they live here, or just for case study perspective, they live in the UK. You're earning 100k a year. I mean, say maybe you got 4 or 5 kids. I mean, that money's not really going to stretch much. So the point of what I'm saying is this, is I think we're coming to a time where obviously there's talks about AI and AI taking over and stuff like that. Some of it has merit, some of it has not merit. So I'm not really completely, bowled over by the AI conversation. But I do understand a lot of manual jobs that people do are going to get taken over, and it's not, it's not an understatement, or it's not to, cast any aspersions about that. We live in an age where we used to laugh about American people when they say, "Hey, I'm an entrepreneur. I do this, I do that." But here's the real deal. Nowadays, you have to, by any means. I know this is not just the US. Even in the UK, people have always, or the entrepreneurs, or the people that have businesses, have always said that you need multiple streams of income. I'm going to go one further and you say you need to have a broad range of skills. That's the first thing. You need a broad range of skills, and that's because the reason I'm saying that is just because you can't really rely on your salary anymore. I mean, you've never really only had to rely on your salary, because to be honest, over time we've seen the trajectory economically of things just get more expensive. So you need to diversify in your skills. So whether that's soft skills, whether you're good at stakeholder management, people skills, negotiation skills, training and development, whatever it is, you need to squeeze every bit of skill that you can out of you. And people might say, okay, well, what point of that if I'm just going to get taxed more? Well, here's the thing. As the continued AI evolvement continues, jobs are going to get more riskier, or not riskier. There's going to be less jobs, basically, put it at that. And it might be more of an issue for more of the new generation coming up and stuff. But even in that perspective, a lot of the new generation are doing a lot of online stuff. I think they're one of the demographics that's probably monetized a lot of their skills early enough, and they realize that, do you know what, you can do a lot of things online, you can sell a lot of things online. There's things like eBay, Etsy, Shopify and stuff. A lot of young people are learning to monetize their skills and make money from online. So whether that's just selling stuff online, or Etsy, obviously, you can make clothes, you can sell arts and crafts, digital books. People are selling digital books. We used to, people used before, I talk about before, like a few years ago, people used to write books. Now you can write an ebook in like 10 minutes. It's crazy. So here's the thing, with AI and all that kind of stuff, with the cost of living, you have to monetize on as much skills as possible. Use what you can to create those streams of income, because one, your job might be on the line in the future, or you might find out that AI has kind of replaced you, and you're not going to be able to find a job, because as a lot more industries use AI, it's just going to be hard. And then the second thing that I would say that goes with that, and this is probably the most important one, apart from just get new skills and find multiple streams of income, is pay off your debts. I think that's probably the biggest one. Figure out a way of cutting down whatever you spend on, whether it's subscriptions, whatever it is that you do, cut down on that and use that extra 10, 20 pounds to pay off your debts, credit cards, car loans and all that kind of stuff. Because with AI coming, well, I say AI is already here, to be honest, but nobody really knows what the future is going to be like. I think we need to be in a position where really you shouldn't pay any kind of interest on any debt except your house, if you have one, or a mortgage. And obviously this is not financial advice, so I don't want everybody going and say, hey, Mr. T told me to do this, or he said you should do that, or people coming in the comment section coming after me. Hey, I'm just saying from my experience with what we're seeing happening now, we already have to pay more tax and things are getting more expensive. So why should we keep paying more and more and spending more money that we don't have, right? We need to be concentrating on building wealth, building nest eggs, building future retirement pensions, whether you got private pension, stocks and shares ISA. Don't even get me started on putting money in your banks. I choose to put my money in stocks and shares ISA. So I put my money in property, stocks and shares ISA, and I try and do as many different types of investments and multiple streams of income as I can, because you know what, that money you're going to need to pay off, to live on or to pay off. So so I was just watching this video about somebody complaining that they were living on earning 100k and they can barely afford things. Listen, it's not that different from somebody earning 20, 30k. We're all facing the same thing. We do have to have certain disciplines when it comes to spending our money, learning how to erase debt, because let's face it, the government, everybody, they want you spending money that you don't have, because borrowing is what keeps the economy going. You'd be surprised how many people buy stuff on, and credit and all that kind of stuff. I'm not judging, but I'm just saying, if you're going to do that, figure a way of, if you're trying to get by to the next month and you've got something that you need to spend on and you need to use credit, hey, that's up to you, but make sure you pay it off the next month. The same with credit. And I think there's good debt, there's bad debt, but I think now in the age that we're in, somebody struggling on 100k, bear in mind they might not be living beneath their means, and they're choosing to pay things that maybe they shouldn't have. That's a whole different conversation. But overall, things are getting a heck of a lot expensive, and we need to be thinking about smart ways to make money work for us, erasing debt, and make sure our children are looked after for the future, because let's be honest, that's what it comes down to. Hey, thanks a lot for watching this video, guys. If you like what you've heard, click like and subscribe, share, comment, whatever. Let's try and get this channel growing. I'm trying to share more content. This is just me just being honest and just sharing some of my daily vlogs, because I feel like somebody's going to find it useful. So hey, if you're in the UK, stay cool, stay out the heat, and see you on the next video. Peace.